What's quack-a-lackin'? What's quack-a-lackin'? I am back at McKennan Park for the second week in a row. Last week, I took a tour of the neighborhood surrounding this park and did a tour of the McKennan Park Historic District and looked at a lot of the historic neighborhoods surrounding this park. This week, I came back to do a video of the park itself. And I didn't do a backstage behind the scenes video this week because I did that last week when I did the historic neighborhood and it was a little bit overlapping, but mostly because I had a little bit of a time crunch. Yesterday is the day that I would have normally came out to film this video. I ended up having a last-minute unscheduled lunch date with my good friend, and that turned into a 5-hour ordeal, and I had an amazing time. I would trade it again any day, but unfortunately, it made me have to push my film scheduling off by one day, so I'm coming in kind of last minute here. My schedule, my days off at work at Amazon are, I work 4 10-hour shifts. And sometimes I pick up 1 or 2 extra days, but my standard thing is 4 10-hour shifts, and my days off are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And so my schedule is that Monday I film, Tuesday I edit, and Wednesday the video goes up. And that's worked for me. I've done 13 weeks of that now. But one of my issues is that I haven't gotten ahead on my videos. So literally, I will film a video on Monday, I will edit it on Tuesday, and it goes up Wednesday. And so if I have a day like today where I've got a time crunch, then I'm really on a time crunch, because if I don't get this video up in time, then I'm not going to have a video on Wednesday and it's going to be late. And I've never missed my Wednesday deadline. Wednesday at 1 every week. Haven't missed it yet, and I'm not planning to. So what I need to do is get myself a couple of weeks ahead in my video cycle. And the only way I'm going to do that is for a couple of weeks, I need to, instead of filming 1 video a week, I need to film 2 video a week so that I can have an upload queue in YouTube stacked up in advance. And that's important for a few different reasons. First and foremost is reasons like this week where my timing is thrown off. I won't have to worry about it so much if that week's video has already been done a couple of weeks ago. I've got time. The second reason is that we are moving into a time of year here where we can have a thunderstorm show up at any given moment, and we never really know when it's going to happen. And so if I'm filming on Monday the same video that goes up on Wednesday, I'm going to have to go out even if it's in the middle of a thunderstorm, and I'd really rather avoid that. But if I have them done 2 or 3 weeks in advance, then if a week comes when there's a thunderstorm, I can push my filming off by a few days and not have to worry about it. And the third thing is just that my first 13 weeks, this week is week 13. And I wanted my first 13 weeks to be really focused on forming habits with my scheduling and just motivating myself to get out and do it. And so at 13 weeks in, I've got those habits really locked in. And so now my plan is for the next 26 weeks, I need to really focus on skills development. And those skills come in a few different formats. One is my storytelling. Storytelling is my strength right now, but I can always get better at it. So I want to work on my storytelling, and along with that, my on-camera presentation. I need to get better at presenting and storytelling. I need to get better at my filming skills. For example, instead of doing so many hard cuts, I need to get myself used to just sort of spinning the camera around and showing. And I have limitations and difficulties that make it difficult for me to do that right now, but the only way I'm going to get good at it is to practice. So I need to get better at my filming skills, but most of all, I need to get better at my editing skills. I want to spend a lot more time on my editing so that the final product is a better quality, more refined, finished product. And I don't mean something with a lot of fancy edits and things like that, but just better than what it is. And that's difficult to do when I edit on Tuesday for a video that goes live the next day. It's difficult for me to give the type of time and care and attention to the editing that I would like to. And so as I moved into this next 26 weeks where I really want to focus on getting better at my filming and editing skills, I want to have a little bit of lead time. So that's another reason why I need to get 2 or 3 weeks ahead in this process. So I don't know if I'm going to start that this week because I have, like I say, I got a day behind on doing things this week. So I'm already a day behind. I still have to edit this week's video and get it uploaded in time for tomorrow. And so I'm going to be up all night tonight doing that, as I normally would on Tuesday anyway. I just don't have the same type of lead time that I normally have. So I don't have the same comfort, the same buffer. And so it depends on when I finish that video. But if I have time tomorrow, I'm going to go out somewhere and go ahead and film next week's video tomorrow and get a jump on that. And then when next week comes, I'm going to try my hardest to film 2 videos again. And by that point, I'll be a couple of weeks ahead. And if I can just keep that rolling, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I didn't have a behind the scenes this week, but I still wanted to check in with you guys and let you know what's going on. And if you want to see the vlog that I made at McKennan Park today, where I basically showed off the features of this park and talked about some of the things that used to be here but aren't here anymore. And the main focus was to talk about how they have this Statue of Liberty, this bronze Statue of Liberty here in the park, but it's not the original statue. There was originally a wooden carved statue in this park that was actually the model that the artist used when he created the actual Statue of Liberty in New York. The wooden model used to be here on display in this park, and it just vanished in the 1960s. And I would like to know what happened to it. So if you'd be interested in watching that video over on the Quackers World channel, I will leave a link to it down in the pinned comment below. But yeah, other than that, the main focus of today is just getting a couple of weeks ahead on my video. And I will touch back on my ongoing issue about not putting people on camera. I did have an opportunity with that today, but it wasn't actually tied into the video that I was making today, so I didn't stress about it, and I recognized that it was an opportunity, and I almost asked, but it really didn't tie into today's video at all, so I'm not stressing about it or even viewing it as a missed opportunity. But what it was there was a couple of high school girls who were here in the park, and they had a really nice camera, and they were taking turns taking photos of each other. And I talked to them for a moment because we kind of had overlapping territory, and I just told them, you know, do what you do. You look lovely. I'm going to try to stay out of your way. And they asked me if I was vlogging. I told them I was and explained what I was doing. And so I stayed out of their way and waited until they moved on to a different area. And then I came in behind them to film what I wanted to film in that area of the park. And after I had done that, they circled back and came back to me, and they said, look, we've taken lots of pictures of each other, but we don't have anyone who could take pictures of the two of us together. Would you mind taking a few photos for us? And they gave me their camera, and I took a few photos for them, and it was a fun experience. It was definitely a fun experience, and I definitely had an opportunity to put someone else on camera. But as I said, it didn't really touch on the video I was making today, other than the fact that we were all enjoying time in the same park together, and they were just young girls doing their thing, enjoying having a day taking photographs together, and I didn't want to interrupt that. So we will get on another day to the point of getting someone else on camera, but it's not going to be on week 13. Perhaps next week, week 14 might be the week that it happens. So anyway, I've got the sun coming out, blinding me, as you can see from this glare on my face. Can't even see what I'm looking at. Can't see if I'm even looking at the lens or not. So I'm going to cut this short. And again, the Quackers World vlog, I'll leave down in the pinned comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Quackers out.